Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate reports. Today we are diving into a report from CTO Realty Growth, and let me tell you, it's not just about real estate, it's about votes, numbers, and a little bit of power. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can discuss this report and others with fellow savvy investors. We're looking at a filing from CTO Realty Growth from June of 25. This isn't your typical financial report, but more of a recap of their annual stockholders meeting, a bit like a corporate town hall. It mainly covers who got elected to the board of directors, who they've picked for their accounting firm, and how the shareholders feel about executive pay. The report details the results of the votes that took place at their annual meeting, including results for the election of directors, the ratification of their accounting firm, and an advisory vote on executive compensation, also known as say-on pay. Let's dive into the specifics. First up are the election of directors. These are the people that will call the shots in company decision. The report shows how many votes each nominee received for, against, and abstaining, as well as any broken non-votes. Let's run through a couple of interesting parts. John P. Albright, for example, got about 18.7 million votes in his favour compared to approximately 577,000 votes against him. R. Blakesley Gable received roughly 16.6 million votes for and had around 2.6 million votes going against him. These numbers are important because they show who has the support of the shareholders, and they also reflect on how confident are people in the current leadership. Next up is the ratification of Grant Thornton as the company's independent auditor for the year. This is essentially a vote to approve the company's choice of accounting firm, which ensures an unbiased look at CTO's finances. The shareholders overwhelmingly approved of Grant Thornton with approximately 25 million votes for versus only about 437,000 against. This tells us that investors are pretty confident in the company's financial oversight. Lastly, Proposal 3 is the say-on pay vote, which really serves as a temperature check on how shareholders feel about the compensation packages handed out to the company's top executives, for it's non-binding, so the board doesn't have to act on it, but it's a good gauge of investor sentiment. Here we are seeing that roughly 18.3 million shareholders voted for, while approximately 816,000 voted against, meaning that the majority of the shareholders are aligned with the company on executive compensation. And that ends the formal part of the filing. It got signed off by John P. Albright, President and CEO, meaning that he is responsible for this information. Now let's step back a bit. What can we glean from this report concerning the state of CTO Realty Growth? The director election results show a generally supportive shareholder base with some dissension. Gable's higher against votes for might signal some discontent about his performance decisions, and it definitely warrants further investigation. This highlights how important the director decisions are. The almost unanimous ratification of Grant Thornton suggests that investors feel good about the company's financials, which is a positive sign. And finally, the say-on pay vote reveals most shareholders are on board with how much the top executives are being paid, which signals an overall OC towards the current leadership. Overall, CTO Realty Growth seems to be in a stable position based on this specific Form 8K. This report is a good example of how companies keep their investors updated. This report gives insights into governance and shareholder sentiment. It's crucial to keep tabs on the company, which gives you more information for future growth. Alright, that's our breakdown of CTO Realty Growth's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.